Good day, grade 10. Today we'll be looking at inequalities on the number line, and we will be doing some note taking of how to do it and then also an explanation. So what you need is a pen, a pencil, and also a ruler. So before we start, make sure you have that tools or an equipment with you as we are going to start. Now this is a recap and also preparation as to do and to be able to enable you to answer question number 5 of the worksheet number 1. Okay, so what we have here is, if we recall, and you are supposed to know that, we have looked at various symbols, and the symbols that we have looked at is this one. What does this one stand for? Natural numbers. Okay, and then we have this one, a whole number, and then after that we have, the Z, and the Z is the integers. All right, now when we represent any of these three symbols, this is, and you can write this down, this will be represented by the following. All right, so you take your ruler quickly, you make a quick line there, so you represent this like that, and you say cool. This gets represented by dots on the line like that. Okay, so that means the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers gets represented by dots. And then we have the R symbol, and the R symbol stands for real, rational. Okay, so the R is represented by once again, we draw a line. All lines we draw in pencil on a ruler, and the R is represented with. Now I'm going to make use of another color so that you can just see. Let's check another color. So the green will be my pen mark. Okay, let's make this a little thicker. So this is a little bit thicker, and it indicates that it can be, let me just explain this to you. When we talk about natural numbers, all right, natural numbers is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up until infinity. And then we have whole numbers, which include 0. But we do not include everything. Say for example, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. We indicate them by dots because we do not include the fractions between them. Do you understand? But when we, on a number line, we draw rational numbers, the R. Okay, rational numbers is anything that can be a fraction and a whole number. So that means 1 and 2, but also everything between. And that's why we indicate the whole line is going to be rational numbers. Okay, because it can even be the number of, or 1 and a half, or it can be 1,254, because that is also a rational number. So just keep that in mind. You have taken a note, and now we're going to look at some notation. So you can write, next heading for me is going to be notation. And the notation is quite important, because the notation tells us a lot. So we use a curved bracket like this. Okay, so there's a few types of different notation. So the first one will be curved bracket, and then what kind of sign is this? Who can tell me? That is less than or equal to x. And the sign is less than 6. And this means X element, that E sign or E symbol, it looks actually more like this, but in my writing it will look something like that. Okay, so element of real numbers, and then we close the curly bracket. That is our one form of writing this. Our next form means it looks something like this. We make use of a square bracket, and then we say 1 and 6. Now these two things are the same thing. What in essence we need to know is that what is standing here, there is standing X is greater than 1, but X is greater or equal to 1, or X is less than 6. So there's two notations of how we write this, and the first notation, it is between the cursive brackets. So that is, so what is standing here, and we need to be able to read mathematics like that. So that is 1, but 1 is X is greater than 1 but less than 6, and X is element of all real or all rational numbers, real numbers. Okay, so what it means, that means, and the bottom one where we have that square bracket 1 semicolon 6 round bracket, that means X is any real number between 1 and 6, in where 1 is included. Now how do I know 1 is included? Because there's a square bracket, and a square bracket means included. Now if a square bracket here means, I'm talking about this one here, that square bracket there indicates to me 1 is included. And how do I know in this notation that 1 is included? Because 1 is equal to X or greater, or X is, or
X is less than 1.
no, X is equal to 1 or and greater to 1. Okay, but less than 6. But there the equal sign means it's included, and here there is no equal sign, so it's just less than 6. Do you understand? So the round bracket, I prefer the bracket method because that makes more sense to me. So it's easier because now I can see square bracket, that needs to be included, round bracket excluded. So that means it cannot be 6, but it's just less than 6. It can be any value just less than 6. That means it can be 4, it can even be 5.555999, but just less than 6. So how do we represent this on the wheel? Let me give you some further notation. I hope you are writing this down. So now we are saying the curve square bracket means included. The round bracket means excluded. And then this is applicable only to the real number system, only to real numbers. Then we have also on the number line, to represent this on the number line, we're going to say we need to identify. So we make use of a dot, but that dot needs to be colored in, and this will be our symbol for included. Then we have a dot that's not colored in, and this will be our symbol for excluded. Excluded, and then we have the symbol of infinity, which just is indication of infinity. And this is what we use on the number line. Alright, now a hint that I would give you, grade 10, is always hint, Draw the number line in pencil. Draw the number line and calibration. Calibration in pencil. That doesn't look right. In pencil, and then mark the interval in. And then mark the interval in pen. Let's just highlight that because that's quite important. Hint. And let's highlight number line in pencil and the interval in pen. All right, let's look at some examples. Examples on the number line. The questions will be as follows, or it will sound something like this. Represent each of the following on the number line. You're still writing there? All right, let's give you an opportunity to finish there quickly. Now we're looking at a few examples on the number line. You represent each of the following on the number line. All right, so here the question will look like this. We get -2 and then we get x. -2 is greater than x but less or equal to 3, and x is an element of, what is that n stand for? Natural numbers. All right, so what we're going to do, and I told you I don't have a pencil right here. Let me just see. Oh, I do have a pencil. All right, so what it says here, the hint, draw the number line in and calibration in pencil and then mark the interval in pen. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off, use your ruler. All right, we're going to answer this quickly, and the answer looks like this. We're going to start off in pencil. All right, and then we draw a line first. I hope you can see the line that I'm drawing, and then I'm going to start, and then I'm going to draw a let's quickly remove. All right, so yours are going to be more accurate than mine. Let's see if I can do a 1 there. Let's see the first one. So we need to start, I'm going to start by -2, okay? But mine doesn't want to mark now. Let's quickly just see if I can get it on point. All right, I'm marking just for me the numbers quickly. So you can make a line there, but I can't seem to make a line with this one right now. So I'm just writing now in pencil, still in pencil. I will be writing, say for example, our first number is going to be -2. My next number will be -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. All right, and I indicate that it goes on that way as well. The number line continues, but we're just indicating that we need to say that. Now we are saying, where does my natural number start, people? It starts by 1. So is 0 a part of the natural numbers? No. So we cannot include this. So therefore we need to put there just a line, and by -2 just a line, by -1 also just a line, and by 0 just a line. But 1 is a natural number and 1 is a part, so now I need to include that 1. And now, is 2 a natural number? Yes. And is it in the interval? Yes. So I need to include that. All right. And also the 3 needs to be dot included as well. So let's do the next one. The next one says x element of integers. All right. I'm reading it from the back now, but x is less than or equal to 3 but greater than -2. Once again, I'm going to start with my ruler. I take my ruler, I go and I draw a line in pencil, okay, and then I fill in my 2 arrows. So I'm going to start off. I'm just going to make some indications for me just so that I can get my dots there. In pencil, yeah, you can do that in pencil. Just a small dot so that I can number this accordingly. That's the calibration that we're talking of. All right, that's why you make using of a ruler. Now I'm going to write there. It's negative. What's the number? It's -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. We can include 4, but it's not necessary. Okay, let's include 4 and 5 because I did do make provision for them. But although it's not included here. So what it is telling me, it is E, now it's integers, but is it equal to 2? Is it this integers, is x equal to -2 there?
No,
It's greater than -2. So that means -2 cannot be included. So what will be the next one that is included? -1. Okay. And then after -1 it will be 0 has to be included, and this I do in pen. And then 1 will be included, 2 will be included. Now let's go back. Is 3 included?
Yes,
Because there is a less than or equal sign. If that line under the less than sign wasn't there, then it wouldn't have been included. But because that sign is there, Liam, I can include it there. Is everyone with us for now?
yes,
Makes sense. So what? Read that one together. All right. So let's go draw that on the number line. Once again, I make use of my ruler, and then I use that one quickly, and then I fill in my values. My values is once again number 3 is, but now x is element of R, but it says there x is a element of R, so that means I'm gonna first do my calibration quickly. So I make use of my ruler. I just point there some dots quickly so that I can see the numbers and where I should plot the numbers. Okay. And then afterwards I go fill in my, what is my smallest value here at number 3? It's -2 and then -1, 0, 1, 2, and then we're just going to 3 for now. We don't have to do the 4, but we can include the 4. Okay. All right. So is number 3, is it equal to? No, but it's greater than. But it is an element of what? Or rational. So that means it can be a fraction. All right. So it can be anything just greater than. So now I need to include 2, but how do I include 2 so that I need to put in 2 there, but I'm not going to color it in because it's excluded. All right. Okay. So I don't color it in, and now what is my value? Now 3 is my greatest value, but it's going to be equal to 3. Check there. Equal or less than 3. So that means I need to color in this one. Okay. And now everything in between I need to color in as well. And you can use your ruler. So you need to say, because this is rational, it makes provision for all of that numbers between. So that can be any number between -2 and +3. 3. So we need to indicate that, and that's what you do in pen. Okay. Now we're going on to number 4, and number 4 says that x element of integers, z is the symbol for that integers, and then x is greater than -5 but less than 2. Alright. So now once again, go to my ruler, I draw my line, I calibrate my line. Do my calibration, that will be -5, that will be 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, yeah. And then what's happening now? No, it's not. Alright, so now we put in that, our arrows to indicate. And now we're going to start writing in our numbers. -5, this you can do in pen. -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now integers, does integers include fractions? No. So is the 5 included or excluded? It's included. Why is it included? Because it's equal to or greater than 5. So we're going to color that in, that one in, and 4 will also be included. Okay. 3 will also be included because we are working with integers. And then 2 will also be included, and 1 will also be included, and 0 will also be included. But now 1 is still less than 2. So by 2 we only draw a line like that. And why do we draw that line? Because there isn't a equal sign there. That equal sign less than or equal sign isn't there, so we can't include it. So that means excluded. Right, a few more to go. The next one says, once again, you can see I'm going through my steps. I take my ruler the whole time. I always use a ruler. Okay. And then I say, I do my calibration quickly. So we're going to start by, let's use -4. We're going to start there, -4, -3, -2, -1 is there, 0, 1, and 2. Now first, I forgot now to read the, what is that saying? That say x is, it's less than -3 or greater than 1. Okay. So if I were to put in there my values, so that means we're starting here by -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, etc. Then I basically say, well, can x be 4? Yes, -4, because x is going to be less than -3. But is that -3 included? No, it's not included. So I draw a dot. Okay, I draw a dot and I indicate now, because it's rational numbers, it can be any number from -4, just needs to be less than -4, and then I need to color it in now with pen as well. So it can be any number less than -3. So that means -5, -6, -100 even, continuing up until that side. Okay, but can the number be -2? No. Can it be -1? Also not. Can it be 0? No. Can it be 1? It can be 1, but 1 has to be excluded. And when, how do I indicate excluded? With a dot, but the dot is not going to be colored in. You are too smart. Go to grade 12. We're wasting our time here, grade 10. Too smart. A plus students that. All right. Just a few more to go. Number 6. All right. Once again, I'm going to draw my number line. All right. So grade 10, number 5 and number 6. Number 6 and number 7 we're going to do real quickly. It says the x is an element of all real numbers, so it can be anything, but x needs to be greater than 0, where 0 is not included, and less than less than 3, but 3 is included. So quickly, all we have to do here, we go to 0, we draw a line there, and we draw by the other dot, we draw a dot there by 0, and by the other place where we draw a dot is there by 3. But what is the difference between these two dots? The 1 needs to be colored in, and the 3 we need to be colored in. Why? Because that is equal to, and that means included, and then if here in between we just color it in like that. All right, and then the next one is going to be, now we're not always going to use x, we can use y, we can use even z or other symbols. So they just making an example. Here they say y element of z, so that's all integers, but it has to be less than 4 but greater than -2, and then -2 needs to be included. So I just draw a line by 4, and then I draw everything that's between -2. So here I need to color in that dot because it's only integers. The z tells me that it's only whole integers, meaning whole numbers, positives as well as negatives there, and that's how we do that. All right, now for homework, I want you to complete worksheet number 1. This is the home sheet, that worksheet that looks like this. All right, you are already supposed to have done number 1 and number 2. I want you to continue further at the back of your book with number 3, 4, and also now you can do number 5 with this knowledge of this. Is that good?